So, stop what you're doing right now. Seriously. Because what I'm about to show you isn't just another AI update. This is the moment everything changes. Kimi 2.5 is right here. And it's not just better, it's on a completely different level. And if you're not familiar with this tool, well, I'm going to walk you through some of the most crazy features that come with Kimi K2.5. This model has been created by Moonshot AI, and by the end of this video, you're going to wonder how you ever worked without Kimi. So let's dive in and see some of the most unique things that only Kimi K2.5 can do, from autonomously building entire applications with a click of a button, to understanding complex code bases in seconds, to features that will make developers cry tears of joy. And this isn't just a hype, this is the real deal. Let's dive in. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we break down the most powerful AI tools and show you exactly how to use them. Today we're diving deep into Kimi K2.5, and I'm not just talking about the service level stuff. We're going to go deep into the features and some of the features that I noticed to be very useful. Hit that subscribe button and let's get into it. Alright, starting with the foundation, Kimi 2.5 isn't just an incremental update, it's a fundamental leap forward. Here's what makes it absolutely incredible. First, you have to appreciate the context window. Right here, we are talking about the ability to process and understand massive amounts of information at once. It allows for 50 file uploads at once. Imagine you can upload an entire code base, multiple research papers, or hours of meeting transcript. And Kimi doesn't just read them. It understands the relationship between them. The model I've seen close to this is DeepSeek. I've never seen a model that accepts so much, has such a high context window, and also produces such a very high quality. But here is where it even gets crazy. The reasoning capabilities. Kimi 2.5 doesn't just pattern much like older models. It actually thinks through problems step by step. When you give it a complex task, you can literally watch it break down the problem, consider different approaches, and arrive at the best solution. It is also super affordable. Now, combining the affordability, the amount of context, and also the model being able to reason through complex tasks, just like the high-end models like GPT-5 and Cloud Sonnet or Opus 4.5, is just crazy. Oh, and let's not forget about the accuracy that comes with Kimi 2.5. Independent benchmarks are showing Kimi 2.5 competing at the top of the leaderboard across coding, reasoning, and creative tasks. Now, this isn't marketing speak. This is measurable, verifiable performance. Okay. Now we are getting to the part that blew my mind. The Kimi computer. And no, I'm not talking about the Radiohead album. I'm talking about Kimi's autonomous agent capability that is absolutely revolutionary. Now, I don't even know what this Kimi computer is all about, but all I know is that this is not a chatbot, it's not just an assistant, it's an AI agent that can actually do things. Let me break this down. This is where your jaw is probably going to drop. When you activate the Kimi computer, Kimi becomes an autonomous problem solver. You give it a goal and it figures out the steps, executes them, and delivers results. So let's just do an example. We all have a clue that Kimi can code. But I want to show you the absolute coolest feature, which is the Kimi computer. This is not just a chatbot, it's like giving an AI control over full development environment. The goal I have for Kimi is to take my boring, static portfolio and transform it into something similar to PostHog, which is an operating system like Windows or Mac OS. It's going to use Kimi Computer to transform my portfolio to what I want. A fully functional browser-based operating system. Building a fully functional web operating system takes weeks. You need window managers, Z indexing, drag and drop logic. It's really a nightmare. But I want to see if Kimi Computer can handle the entire architecture in one shot. Let's see what can happen. So I'm just going to upload a screenshot of post hog so that can have reference and the idea on how I want my website to look. And then I'm going to attach the old index HTML, the JS and the CSS. For the prompt, I'm not asking for a tweak, I'm asking for a new paradigm and a redesign on my old portfolio. This is the test. Kimi Computer has to understand state management, UI component logic, and the specific retro tech vibe I asked for. And you can see Kimi in its Kimi Computer mode. It's searching the web, it's following the steps, it's breaking this down into a detailed step, it's creating a to-do, and it's checking off its list, doing this step by step, making sure that it completes the task as it's needed. And it actually works. It took my raw data and encapsulated it inside the Kimi Computer framework. The windows drag, they stack. I have a living operating system, something like you have for Windows. Now this is the power of Kimi Computer. I didn't write a single line of logic for the window manager. I just gave it to the Kimi Computer Vision and it built the machine. This is quite impressive.
How well Kimi can perform with a code base. I'm going to give my code base to Kimi as its context and what I want Kimi K2.5 agent to do for me in this part of the video is to analyze my authentication system, give me suggestions on how I should improve my authentication system, give me practices and changes that I should make to my authentication system, to my application in order to improve the user experience and even have a smoother user experience. And for that, I'm going to feed Kimi with this prompt right here. So I have my prompt telling Kimi K2.5 agent to impersonate a senior security engineer and UX specialist. Again, these are good prompting practices. This is what separates a basic user from a developer who is experienced just like you when it comes to prompting these LLMs. So you should always tell your model to impersonate what you want. You should always give your model a persona, and you should go ahead to also specifically narrow down to the exact context that you want. You should have the instructions separate, and these are the good prompting practices. Now, I'm not a prompt engineer, but I think this is quite a good prompt for my model, and it should exactly know what I want it to do, and it should give me the output that I want. With this prompt right here, Kimi K2.5 should go ahead to take a deep dive analysis into my authentication system, tell me the gaps, tell me the suggestions, give me the suggestions on how I can make my authentication system for my SaaS application to even be better and to offer a smoother user experience and to basically have a more robust application. So with this prompt right here, I'm going to feed Kimi the whole of my code base. This is crazy. I can actually feed the whole of my code base with a single prompt and just have all the files once, because you can see here that Kimi supports up to 50 files at once, 100 MB per file. This is super amazing. The context window here is super crazy. So I'm going to attach my files that are related to the authentication system in my SaaS, and let's see what this agent can do. So I have all these files attached with just one prompt. And with just one prompt, I've given Kimi all the context to do with my authentication for both my backend and my frontend. I've not seen a model with such a generous context window for so long, and I think this is just amazing. And mind you, I'm using the Kimi free plan. I've not paid for any subscription, I've not paid for anything, and Kimi can allow you to have such context, and it's crazy. So this amount of context combined with these coding capabilities makes Kimi a very, very unique tool and a very special tool for developers in particular. So with these files that I've just fed into this agent and this wonderful prompt, I want to go ahead and see what this agent can do for me. I want to see the analysis. I want to see the walkthrough that Kimi K 2.5 agent is going to have for me. And I want to see the suggestions and improvements that Kimi K 2.5 is going to suggest for my code base. So I'm just going to click on enter. You can see the model is thinking, it's going to give me the steps. First of all, it's searching throughout the website, it's searching throughout the web, it's using its tools to search throughout the web, it's thinking, and it's going to do this in a detailed order. It's going to do this in a detailed, a well organized order. It's going to go step by step, and it's going to make sure that it gives me the best results. It's going to think through this. It's not just going to rush to hallucinate and give me the output that I don't want. And already it's writing my system audit. Let's see what Kimi K2.5 has to say about my authentication and my code base for the authentication in general. So this is what I get, and you can see the output based on my comprehensive analysis, your code base and current industry research is my brutal, honest security audit. It goes ahead to give me a system audit for my authentication providers. It gives me the email. I have the email and the password or the two password flow. I have the analysis. It has provider one, provider two, Google OAuth ID token flow. Failed login attempts are not tracked. The status are functional but architecturally questionable. Implementation location, it even gives me the file where I have this. It gives me the Google ID token verification. What's working, Google ID token verification. It gives me the critical issues. You're using the legacy Google sign-in, which returns ID tokens directly to the client. This is deprecated and less secure than authorization code. I can tell it to refactor my code base and improve my code based on its suggestion. I can easily do that. If you can see, the agent is pretty good at analyzing code. It's also pretty good at finding bugs. It can go ahead and debug your code base. It can easily locate bugs. You can have changes, and all these can be achieved using this agent. This is quite impressive for the agent. The agent gives me some very nice reviews that I really like, especially the no social sign up prefill. Google sign up creates random username instead of suggesting based on email. This is actually a very strong pointer when you're trying to sign up and register. It's always a nice user experience to generate a username based of the user's email, so they don't have to have the overload to think of the username and come up with a username. They can always auto generate usernames, and if I was to make changes, if I wanted the agent to refactor my code, it would do this effortlessly. It would go ahead to make the suggested changes. It would develop something better for me. Right here, you get the summary. Your authentication system is functional but dangerously outdated. The combination of local storage, lack of refresh token, and legacy Google all puts your users at significant risk. The good news, your async fast API architecture and database models provide a solid foundation for implementation. Do not launch production without addressing at least the critical issue items 1 to 4. The current implementation would fail a security audit and put user account at risk of compromise. This review has been created by the agent. which I think is quite impressive, quite impressive. Beyond coding, Kimi 2.5 obviously has some very unique capabilities. For example, we have these slides, agent slides, where the agent is going to create some slides for a presentation. And let's test this out. I'm going to tell the agent to perform perform a research on the top 10 AI start on the top 10 AI startups on the top 10 AI startups in the year 2025. Get details on the funding, the problem they solve, the problem they are supposed to solve, the how they fare in the market, how they fare in the market, have the presentation in the following format. Every startup in its own slide. Make sure the output is well structured and detailed and separated. You can use your web tools to search. Okay, so we have the agent slides to create our slides for maybe a presentation. And for the agent slides, you can see have two options. We have the visual option where we can decide to go with Nano Banana Pro. And for my free plan, you can see this is limited to only 3 attempts and 3 tries. And I'm already using my one try that I had. I'm only using my one iteration, so I have 2 iterations remaining for this. I can only try this 2 times. I have only 2 times left to try this out, and I have between the adaptive and the visual format. What do I want? I want to go with the adaptive format, which says the adaptive format gives you deep research structured delivery. This is what I want. Now, if you want to go for the visual presentation, you can always choose the Nano Banana Pro, and you can select a style here. You can see we have different styles. Wow, this is amazing. This is an amazing feature. You can see you can even choose the comic kind of presentation for your slides. You can always choose the sketch, the Memphis. Looking great. Let us try the adaptive one. Let us see how you can create your slides with a deep research structured delivery. So let me tell my agent to create my slides. Oh, it's thinking, and it seems like it's going to create a PowerPoint slide, and this is meant for PowerPoint, and it's going to research a comprehensive presentation on the top 10 AI startups of 2025. Let's give this a minute and see the result produced by Kimi. You can see this has been generated. We have the result right here. This is a presentation. This is the final presentation. These are the slides. And to view the slides, I can just click right here to edit and download. Or I can just click on this button, new task, and go and have another task. But I want to look at my slides. I want to look at my current slides. I can decide to generate other slides by clicking on the new task. But let's have a view on the generated slides. Let's see how this was able to come along. Let's see how the agent worked on the slides. Let's see what it did. So you can see I have this nice introduction slide right here. I have the content, and it did exactly what I told it. So good at following instruction. It has every startup on its own slide. I have OpenAI as the first, as the top AI startup. I have Anthropic, I have XAI, I have all these nice details, and you can see the nice labels, the nice font, the separations, the tabs here, the small, the small sections right here to show the different properties, the different attributes of the AI company of the startup. All this done with Kimi. This is a nice job, and it's quite an interesting feature. And if I want to download this, I can just click on download, and I can also play this slide. I can also play this slide. I can have this showing me, and I just click on the left and right arrow key to go to the next slide or go backwards. Nice job by Kimi. So this is what Kimi can do when it comes to creating your slides.
Kimi can analyze images, diagrams, and screenshots, upload a UI mockup, and Kimi can generate the HTML, CSS to recreate it, upload an architecture diagram, and Kimi can explain the system flow and identify the potential bottlenecks. Kimi can process PDFs, Word documents, spreadsheets, you name it. Extract data, summarize content, compare versions, answer specific questions. It's like having a research assistant that reads at superhuman speed. Kimi can research the web in real time, give you current information, and not just training data. Ask about today's news, current stock prices, or the latest tech announcement. Kimi kinds of synthesizes this and finds it.
Just a quick add-on. If you are really tired of repeating your prompts over and over again, well, Kimi has this presets feature that helps you save your prompts, and with a simple click of a button, have your favorite prompt added just like that, and you don't have to keep on repeating a prompt every time. Now, I think this feature is very useful and has been one of the most impressive feature that I've had to see on Kimi. Kimi has really done a nice job thinking about this, adding a presets feature so that you can save your frequently used prompts and you don't have to keep on repeating yourself. Now, instead of keeping on writing the same thing over and over again, you can just add this to the presets and it's automatically saved. Now, I've not seen this feature with the web in ChatGPT or Cloud Sonnet or even Google Gemini. This is a very important feature right here. It's very useful, I think, and it's a very impressive thing, thinking about the end user, thinking about how the user can just have their frequently used prompt saved and no need to rewrite the same thing over and over again. So if you want a new preset, you can come to the setting and have a new prompt saved to the preset, and you can just even generate a random prompt. And you can see right now I have the meeting minutes master. This is something that is very creative, designed by Kimi. And then you can see it automatically generates the name and generates the prompt. So if you want to add a prompt, you can always come to the presets and add your prompt. So for those of you who are wondering how can you work with Kimi in the terminal, well, no need to worry, because just like Cloud Code, Kimi has its own Kimi code, which is a coding focus pack of the Kimi membership, and you can always have Kimi code in the terminal, and you can always integrate this in your developer workflow. I genuinely think that Kimi is such a good designer. It's ranking on top of the benchmarks. The proof is there to back it up. Kimi is quite good at designing and coming up with very creative design. So you can add Kimi on top of your agents and work with Kimi in combination with your codecs, in combination with your cloud code. You can always try this out to get a different experience. Now, if you're not really planning to pay for the subscription, you can always have Kimi K2.5 with open code. So you can work with open code and Kimi K2.5, and open code has an option to work with Kimi. So basically open code is also in the terminal. So you can always integrate Kimi K2.5, you can integrate the agent to see how great its performance is, to see how great Kimi can be at doing your technical task. See how Kim is good as a software developer. See how Kim is good in doing the code base analysis and all this. You can always try this out. These are the plans right here, and I think they are quite generous tires. We have the Moderato, we have the Algarato, the Vivas. We have all these tires offered by Kimi, which are quite generous. Now you can imagine how generous the free plan is. We just so you can get to upload multiple files for the free plan. Mind you, have not paid for any subscription, and Kimi was very generous when it came to allowing me to upload multiple files and the context window. So you can really imagine how it is going to be when you just pay for subscription. Kimi Code is one of the top performers right now. Very good at designing, very good at analyzing your code, very good at debugging. I genuinely think it's a good model. It's a top performer. So go ahead and try Kimi Code out. If you have a different experience with Kimi, you can always comment in the comment section. Tell me how you have experienced working with Kimi. What are some of the pros and cons? I would like to hear from you. Now, if you found this video to be interesting or helpful, or you learned something new, you can always hit the sub button, and you can always like the video. See you in the next one.